live health Q&A. So if you guys are new here, welcome to Let's Talk Health. I'm a naturopathic doctor, so I provide holistic health tips. It's not medical advice, but I'm just here to provide some educational or general information. So so what we usually do is have a live Q&A. So you guys write your questions in the comments, and then I answer the questions. I do have my whiteboard here that I usually just kind of pick a topic generally to talk about. But if there's something you're curious about, knowing about a certain supplement, a diet, a condition, just let me know, write it in the chats, and I will answer it for you. All right, so why don't we talk about, we can just talk about a general balanced diet and like some of my favorite top superfoods that I would recommend. I think we talked about superfoods too, not too long ago. So these are kind of my top favorite foods. I always mention berries, but let's talk a little bit about those. So for berries, so these are going to be things like your strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. And the one thing with berries is they have a lot of antioxidants. Basically what that means is in our body there's these things called free radicals, and they can cause some damage to cells. So antioxidants help your body against those free radicals. So it's a great way to get some good nutrients through fruits. They also have fiber, and fiber is so great for your gut health. Really good for supporting the microbiome, supporting bowel movements, supporting your overall cognitive health as well. So those are like the two main things about berries, and then they also have they're high in vitamins too. And minerals. So one of those reasons why I really love berries. Another one that I talked about often is flax seeds. So these are great because they have omega-3. So in our traditional, like our standard American, Canadian diet or Western diet, we really lack omega-3. We have more omega-6s, omega-9s, and omega-3s are the ones that are really good and anti-inflammatory, good for your cognitive health, brain health, and we can get that through flax seeds. We can get it through things like fish, but most people don't really eat enough fish. Chia seeds also have omega-3, so that's one main thing why flax seeds are so great, is because of that omega-3. What else? Yeah, and I'll just make a note that the SAD, which is the standard American diet, is low in omega-3. So that's one great way. I usually recommend this, like add it on top of yogurt. If you have protein shakes or smoothies, add a couple tablespoons in there. Even if you have salad, sprinkle it on top of the salad. That's a really great way of getting in some ground flax seeds. Sorry, I should mention that it should be grounded up. I want them to be ground. Okay, so if anybody's just joining us, hi and welcome. This is Let's Talk Health Live. I'm Dr. Amanda. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I host this live Q&A nightly to answer your questions. So you guys provide any questions that you have in the chat, and then I will answer them for you. Of course, if you are new here, be sure to subscribe, like, turn on your notifications so you get notified when I go live.
Please inform about right bundle branch block and ECG.
You know, I'm not, cardiology is not my main area of expertise in terms of a right bundle branch block and what to do for that. In that case, generally when I have patients that have cardiology concerns, I refer out, get the cardiologist to assess their overall health and give them recommendations for that. So I can't give you anything specific for that, but in terms of just general health and general things that can help out with cardiovascular support, you're going to want to look at things like actually berries and antioxidants in your diet. Fiber can also help a lot too. So I would say more so the recommendations that I would give would be looking more towards a overall balanced, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant diet. But yeah, definitely check out with your cardiologist for what they recommend for that. But thank you for the question. Okay, what else in terms of some other superfoods? Oh, another really good one is avocados. Now, these are high in fats, not as much like omega-3s, but they are great for fiber source, and then also good for your hormone health. So fats are really important for hormones. They use fats as like a building block, really important for our brain health as well. So yeah, so I can just write brain health there too. So that's what I would say in terms of my top 3 would be like berries, ground flax, avocados. A combination of some of those just to improve, you know, your overall cognitive and hormone health and get some good antioxidants. Okay. So if there's any questions, just feel free to drop them in the chat. This will stay posted after I sign off the live. It's going to come back on next time. Why don't we talk a little bit about balanced meal and like the person that asked the question about their heart health. This can apply to that. This can apply to so many different areas. Is having more of a balanced meal. Okay, so if anybody is just tuning in, welcome to Let's Talk Health. This is our live health Q&A. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Amanda. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I provide holistic tips as best as I can for you guys. So do be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I go live every night, and then I do appreciate it, you guys, with all the likes and everything. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the plate method. This is like a nice way of just thinking of a balanced approach to overall health, because we do tend to focus more on carbohydrate heavy meals or processed foods, and we sometimes avoid or don't get enough of the other options that are out there that are good for us. So one option, what you can do is, I usually recommend, if this is your plate, you really want to try to get majority of it to be vegetables. Okay, vegetables, super great for having vitamins. You know, you're going to get vitamins, minerals in there, and fiber with those veggies. Really good for supporting your overall health, cardiovascular health, diabetes, blood pressure concerns, hormone concerns. Veggies are so important. Then you want protein. So that would be like good sources of lean protein. So this is important for muscle, hormones, blood sugar, all of those things. Protein is going to help with balancing all of those. And then what I would say is like we can even split this up a little bit where we have this as fat. And this could be like your, what we think of like a traditional carb. I'll just put that, even though technically vegetables are carbohydrates, but I'll just make a note that like this would be your more of the one you're thinking of, okay, so having some pasta or having some rice, like those things are fine to have, unless you're told not to, but we just want it to be more balanced where we're having a good variety of different foods and our plates are more balanced, rather than like, what you wouldn't want, what a lot of times is, let's say maybe like 3/4 of it is like that carb, like pasta or something like that, or rice, or maybe it's 3/4, maybe it's more so half, and then you're having maybe like a little bit of protein, and you're having a little bit of fat, and then some veggies. Sometimes it's not even that, sometimes it's more carb heavy. If we think about a lot of traditional dishes, they're like going to be heavy with the pasta or the rice or the bread. So that's kind of, this way is going to help with balancing blood sugar, supporting muscle mass, supporting energy levels, getting you good vitamins and minerals. And that would be one way of looking at things, because sometimes it's hard to picture like how should we eat or how should we balance our meals. So I like looking at the plate method, and that way it helps out on that. Okay, so if anybody has any questions about that or any other questions, drop them in the comment box and let me know. As I mentioned before, this is our live health Q&A. So you guys provide questions, I give you answers, and we go through different health topics here. So if you are new here, be sure to subscribe and like and join our community. Okay. So that's what I would say. Yeah, that would be the plate method. Really good for looking at things like insulin resistance, and cardiovascular metabolic disease, fatty liver. You want to have this one.
Doc, I found out about Sudafed PE.
Okay, is there a question? So like Sudafed, like pseudoephedrine, that is a stimulant. Like if we think of like epinephrine and adrenaline, and sometimes it can be used for like congestion, nasal congestion. Again, it's not something that I recommend often. It's not really my area of practice, but you know, if you have a question, just drop it in the comments. But or if you recommended it or what you found out about it, just let us know. Okay, what else can we talk about? So we talked a little bit about antioxidants, superfoods, balanced meals. We can talk, you know, I talk about the B complex supplement often. So why don't we talk about that a little bit? So a B complex is going to give you your B vitamins. It's usually going to have things like B1, B2, what else would usually have? Folate in there, B5, B6, B12, which a lot of people are familiar with. That's usually going to be in the combination of your B vitamins. Biotin is in there as well. Okay, so the reason why B complex is so good, it has all these B vitamins, and they are important for so many different processes in your body. So a B complex is great for giving some energy support. So a lot of times if you feel like low in energy, something like a B complex is a nice gentle way to give some energy support. It also helps with cognitive health. So can help with reducing brain fog. Sometimes people feel brain fog or issues like that. Really great that way. It can also help with iron levels. A lot of times, you know, if iron levels are low, having some of your B vitamins can help out with that as well. So a nice, great way of getting in some good B vitamins. Now, one thing to keep in mind with B vitamin, it can turn your urine a bright yellow color, and that's completely normal. Like a yellow, green, like kind of neon color. Completely normal if that does happen. So if somebody has questions about B complex, let me know. I'm going to keep the chat open for a couple more minutes. If you have any questions about anything else, drop them your questions in the chat. I did want to make a note about B complex. There's different forms of your B vitamins. So for example, with folate, there is the methylated form. Basically what that means, it's like the activated form. So some of these B vitamins, your body needs to then like activate them on its own. And sometimes people don't have the proper gene to do that. Or sometimes people might just have a harder time doing it. So it can be nice to get a B complex that has the methylated forms, the forms that are already activated, so your body doesn't need to worry about doing that. B12 as well, you can get the methylated form, and then the other ones come in different forms as well. So that's just like one thing to keep in mind. A lot of the professional grade supplements do carry the the forms that are more activated, which might be easier for you to consume. Okay, so let's just see if there's any other comments. If not, we are going to wrap things up for tonight. So as I mentioned before, this is Let's Talk Health Live. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you get notified when I go live. And then I do talk about different things every night, so feel free to bring your questions. And I do appreciate you guys and the likes and subscribing to the channel. It does mean a lot to me. So I will see you all next time, and I hope everybody has a wonderful evening and happy holidays.